Hi, I am so excited to be here with my fabulous mentor, colleague, and friend, Caterina Rando. Caterina, thank you for being here.
Listening to be with you, my friend,
So, we're talking about the power of community book launch. So, Caterina, will you just introduce yourself to the people who may not know you yet?
Caterina Rando, San Francisco, California. I serve women on a mission to be themselves, do their thing, serve their people, and massively monetize their mastery, your mastery. As you know, Elaine, I'm born on International Women's Day, which is March 8th, which makes me feel like I'm divinely appointed to support women in their life and really here to uplift women around the world. And I believe that entrepreneurship is the key to women living an authentic life, and we get to use our businesses to uplift others. And what we found, I found, you found, we've all found, is that one of the things that really enriches our life, our businesses, uplifts our life, is community.
Yes, absolutely. And I met Caterina during COVID. I kept meeting people who were raving about working with her. And you're so good at engagement and helping people feel included and welcomed. And then she enrolled me in coming on this Bliss cruise. And I was given the opportunity to teach about humor. But it was funny because like leading up to the cruise, I was like, 10 days with all these women. I don't know. Part of me was terrified. But then we all fell in love with each other. We were in this beautiful bubble and we all transformed. And that's how we came with the idea.
I was going to say, the pandemic is a great example of community, the need for community. Fortunately, it wasn't my first rodeo that I've been building community for many years. And so when the pandemic started, I knew exactly what to do. I knew, okay, we're going to get together, twice a month, everybody talk about strategies to thrive during the pandemic. And then I put together, here's what we're going to do to keep your businesses going. And really that leadership, fortunately, it wasn't my first year in business or second year or third year. I've had enough years in business that I've had enough leadership that I could just step right up. And that's what people need sometimes, is they need somebody to help them and guide them. And what community does is it provides ongoing support with the other people in the community. You can gain ongoing guidance. The get-togethers create momentum and focus. Every time you get together with your community, you leave more uplifted than when you started. That's incredibly powerful. And we encourage each other. Where do we go as adults? Where do we go for encouragement? And that's what community does. And that's why it's so powerful.
One of the things I notice about your community, there's lots of different personalities and backgrounds, and there's a lot of diversity, which I love, but there's also a sense of compassion and tolerance and acceptance.
One of the things that's really important as you think about, okay, I want to have community or I want to cultivate more community, is to get clear on the values by which you are going to run your community. Integrity is my number one value, really probably with freedom, but freedom doesn't apply so much here. Integrity is number one. Kindness, love, these are values that I run my business. And positivity is a value. If I see someone that I feel is not operating with integrity, and by the way, generosity is another one of my top values. If someone doesn't seem like they're generous, no, they're not invited. They don't get to come in. It's consciously curated. And that's important to recognize based on values. So yeah, we're all different gals, Elaine, but we have the same value. And that is the beauty of a consciously curated.
I love that. Thank you. Here we are, all these different women coming together. We had this amazing time. And then we bonded. And then someone said, let's create a group chat. And the chat like blew up. And then someone said, hey, we should do a group book. And I was like, if I was ever going to do a group book, I would want to do it with these women. We had similar values and we had been through this journey together. And so it was almost like I felt compelled to be in this book.
It's an incredible book because the women who wrote these chapters are all leaders. They're all great at community. I do encourage everyone to cultivate more community through their business.
Yes. I think as a humanity is going faster and faster and faster, and there's more and more technology, there's a part of us that is dying for more connection and true humanity. I was just doing a podcast interview, and I think that's why there's 5 million podcasts, because people are searching for their people and wanting to connect in lots of different ways. So Caterina, I know you wrote the foreword. Would you like to share, what is it like for you to see all of us coming together as strangers, and all of a sudden we're having this like love fest and then doing all these other things? How is that for you?
The biggest joy of my life is to see the women who come on a retreat or do a program or in our community, and they start out and they're not sure about whatever, not sure about speaking, not sure about 10 days on a cruise ship with other women. To see them blissing, that is the joy. To see them blissing, to see them transforming, to see them get off the the ship and be more powerful and bold and brilliant than they were before. It was so awesome to see the women be on the ship, not sure why they're there, not even wanting to be there. My friend, do you know how many gals I have to have a conversation with? Like, they're like, okay, I don't think I want to do this. I have to re-enroll them 50 times. Don't even get me started. One of our friends, who shall remain nameless, who is one of the authors in the book, oh my God, we must have had 8 conversations after she was a yes, and then a no, and then a yes, and then another 8 conversations before she got on. So people have all these concerns, and then they come and they're together and they make friends and they share vulnerabilities. And I love how some of the women like shared stuff that they had never told anybody.
Yeah.
And they released this
Shame.
burdens. Part of what we do is cultivate the community consciously. Like I said, only gals with the same values get on. Plus, I make sure everyone is respectful and honoring when we're together. Plus, my job is to create a safe container so people do feel that they can be vulnerable. And it works. It works to create transformation, because being a witness has massive value. Being witnessed and accepted.
So beautiful. I'm just so grateful that you stood for me to say yes, and you kept standing for me to come, because I was like, and then there were so many things that are still evolving from that whole experience, and it was life changing.
Thank you, my friend. And let's just say a couple things. Nobody can come late. Nobody can leave early. Nobody can decide tonight I'm going to go see my childhood friend who lives in the city. No, because you're on a ship. You're stuck together.
Right.
That creates relationship,
A
which
bubble.
has power. Right. And as I see now, I see you're all becoming BFFs. I see you're collaborating together. I see you're being clients for each other. You're promoting each other. You're getting together to do girlfriend things that have nothing to do with business. And you know what? That's a very cup filling, Elaine. And we, especially those of us, leaders running our businesses, we need to fill our own cups. And community, a sisterhood of women, is an incredible way to do that.
Oh, well, Carolyn is one of the women in the book.
She's so amazing.
So amazing.
They're all amazing.
I'm so in love. And she said in her interview that we did, she said, I didn't realize how lonely I was. She didn't know that she didn't know.
Right.
And when she said that, there was a part of me that was like, oh, me too. Like, even though I feel connected with people in my life and my clients and, my other programs, but there was a deep richness that,
right. The thing is that I have friends that I've had for my, from childhood, but they don't get the entrepreneur thing.
Right. Like, what are you doing?
And when I was younger, Elaine, like and also family, like at family gatherings, they would say, oh, what are you doing? And, in the past I would say, oh, I'm doing a book and I just spoke here, and I'm going to give them like the big list of accomplishments. And now I just say, oh, I'm doing my thing,
Yeah.
they don't get it, they don't get it. But who does get it? Other women on a mission, just like, and that's the thing about community, is so many women don't realize that they don't have it in their life.
Right.
They don't realize the power of it. Now that we live in a post-pandemic world, it's even more important, because technology, as much as we love it, my friend, I'm blessing that we get to be together right now.
It's not the same as belly to belly. Yeah.
No, it's not the same. And that's why retreats are so great, because you can get belly to belly. You can have an afternoon tea. You can, share, go get a pizza. You can, when we were recently, when we were together on the ship, we had mocktails in the afternoon, and, that's awesome. I love it.
Thank you so much, Caterina. I'm still so grateful that I met you in 2020.
So whenever I'm meeting with a woman and maybe she wants to be my client, maybe she wants to come on the Bliss Cruise, I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for, can I bring her value? Do I know that I can serve her? And I'm looking for, will she bring value to my community? And I want you personally to know that you have brought massive value to our community. You have uplifted so many of the women in our community. And that's you. That's one gal. I got all these amazing gals, including all the women in this book, and they all bring their massive value and their big hearts to the community. Sometimes I say, hey, I could just stand back and let the ladies connect. And I say, oh my God, Caterina, you're so amazing. All I did was open the door. I opened the door and I consciously curated who got to come in, because, as I said, it's based on values. You with your big heart, me with my big heart, everybody else with their big heart. We're all uplifting each other together. And that's the power of community.
Beautifully said. Drop the mic. Thank you.
My friend.
Thank you so much for everything.
I love you so much.
Thank you.